All right, so here we go to the line. Typical is your pole sitter, and we'll watch them come down into turn one just like this. Hamlin Nation out on the outside in the 20, and the 51 of Elvin Priest in third. And as you can see, Typical works both lanes very early. Hamlin Nation kind of pinned up there on the outside for now, having to race door to door with Elvin pretty heavy at the moment. If you saw the race promotional poster on the YouTube page, this is the Skew Car 200, very corn-themed graphic this week. Elvin works himself up into second, getting around Hamlin Nation. Shepard staying right where he started, but goes up, gets some wall here. Unfortunate as he's going to grab some of that wall, and he's going to allow the 9 of Jonathan to possibly get some inside leverage on him. Didn't get there. He had to sneak back up and tuck in behind him. Shepard looks like he's battling a little bit of a tight car maybe, as he seems to be stuck out there on the high side. We jump back up here to second place in the 51 of Elvin Priest. He is tucked in behind Typical in that 2. Typical maybe a man with revenge after the end of last week, as he felt like he was pinched there on the last lap, maybe have cost him the streak that he was on. And yeah, so maybe he's a man on the mission to maybe try to redo that. Elvin may be having some issues. Going to allow Hamlin Nation, someone who has been quite the consistent driver here in the Pro Series so far. I'm just waiting for him to get him a win of his own. A pit road penalty at Richmond, I think, is all that kept him from winning that race. And right now you're watching a battle for second. Right now 1, 2, 3 is all MFF people. You can see most of this field lines up to single file rather quickly. As we watch that battle there for around 5th, it is quite the battle. Let's see if, I'm not sure if that's Henyo in his 22 tonight or not. One Fast Bean once again filling in that 11 car of Eneltown's. Dunlap out there in the 24 once again. Hollywood on the inside in the 88. So he finds himself back here battling with this for the top 5. Oh, One Fast Bean, I believe Bricks loose coming out of 2. There's Trav Nation right there. He's having a good run so far. He's finding himself up here. He's going to be battling for a top 5 amongst this crowd here. Let's see, where's he? He's passing Dunlap right now off the tail Hollywood. Gives Hollywood a nice little bump in there. See if he can roll through the corner with him. Oh, he's going to tag a little bit of wall. Not a terrible thing to have happen to you at a track like this, as long as you don't lose it. Can get tight here in the middle of the turns and get you up into that wall on exit. Shepard tries to make his life a little rough here on the inside. He's going to come through, not quite clear. He rubs him on the front nose of the 48 there. 21 going to be clear on exit though. Alright, so we got Hollywood though, or Ed though here. I don't know why I said Hollywood though. That's crazy. Ed though here. Oh no, he's going to grab some wall and get down into the grass. Let's see if he comes up and becomes an issue. Oh, he does get tagged by the 4. Typical's going to be your stage 1 winner. 20 around coming to the line, through the line. Don't know how that finished up there. And we'll see. Oh, Hollywood drops back instantly. And Trav Nation going to go up to the high side very early on. Leaders up here, door to door. Oh, we got a big one. That's going to be a big one back here amongst these fellas. That's going to bring out a caution. As Typical is not your leader here. It would be One Fast Bean out on the lead for right now. He had a fast car over in that Pro-Am series Tuesday night as I raced against him. Oh, he's out here fighting hard amongst these leaders. He's been leading this race all race. He's getting pushed by that 20 car through these turns right now, as he almost think he doesn't have the car to be up here with these guys. But he's proven that he's going to be right there for him to fight with. It is a short track. You really can't drive through people, but you can give them a little bit of a bump. Here goes the 11. He's going to go up, completes the slide job. 51 gets the nose up, tucked up in there. 11 tries to go back down. 20 is there. He's going to not be clear. Conley 3 wide coming out of 2. We are 3 wide coming down the back stretch. Hollywood takes a hard left down the front or back stretch there. 3 wide coming through 3 and 4. 17 comes up and makes it a party. 48 up there in the top 5 looking to put his nose somewhere. We line it out coming down to turn number 1 this time. A lot of guys choose to go to the bottom. What a lot of action we had there. A lot of guys go to the high side through these straights and dive it way down low for these turns. And that's a real rhythmic track here at Iowa. As we watched Bean, he raced with them hard. See Trav Nation there racing hard with Henyo. Trav Nation promised me a top 10 this week. So we'll see what happens. Oh, 48 takes a hard crash. Oh, 19 joins him. Now 19 laps remaining in stage 2. As we'll look through the back to see what happens. Oh, another big crash back here. Henyo a part of that one as I seen. Oh yeah, 22 around. 19 around of Ed. Let's see how this one pans out. 20 goes way to the top. And 51 gets a good restart here. I almost think that was the plan, to try to get the 3 lined up out here. Those 3 have been racing for it all evening. As we getting a little bit bunched up here, Jonathan, he had a fast car starting up in the top 5 tonight. Typical has dropped back to 3rd now, working off the rear of Hamlin Nation. Going to force him to have to use that high side groove. 51 stays on the rhythmic line. And 20 gets a little bit off the wall there, I think. But he's able to save it and not get into the door of the 2. Still right there on the outside. He's not going away as he gets that side draft every now and then coming back off the exits. He's got the slide job this time. He's going to be clear. It's going to force the 20 to draw back and race with the 48. 48's just going to fall in line. And these guys are going to get back in order. Elvin Priest, though, your leader now. He did win last week. Maybe he'll go on a streak of his own. Hollywood finds himself just outside the top 5 for now. Henyo got in that crash just a moment ago. Oh, we got a door in action here. So 11 might have deserved that one from the 22. Alright. So got some action there. So this battle for the back, it's pretty good as well as that battle for the front. Battle for the lead gets tight, and Typical puts a little bit of a move on him, and he's going to clear him coming down the front stretch. Typical leaves that lap back to the lead. Typical up to the high side, maybe lost a little bit of concentration. We draw back even with the 51. Not going to be clear from the 2 this time. He's got the side draft. 51's not going to be clear off this corner as they get into each other a little bit. He's going to stay right there on him as we'll go over to the overhead view, see what the 51, maybe he thought better of it, didn't want to wreck the 2 there. And that's the end of stage number 2. Alright, so it's tight here as we start stage number 3, longest stage of the evening. As we'll see 2 pit stops out of this bunch, barring any cautions at some weird moments or whatever. As we're getting shaky. As we'll look back through the field off a nose or two and see if anything happens. We are getting 3 wide and shifty back there in the back. I think we just lost a dude. He just let out of the throttle. Jared there in the 4. Typical gets passed by 51. Going into turn 1, Typical takes it back. Coming through, Hamlin Nation looking to make it 3 wide. As we'll go over top, see what happens here out of this. Typical has to let out of it because the 51 dove it right down in there on his nose. And they are drawing back to single file as they come back to the line this time. Hamlin Nation grabs some wall going into this turn. Hollywood finds himself up on the high side all by himself. And as it is a tough battle for the lead right now. It's real good. Some real good racing. Elvin, though, he probably thought he had stage 2, and then Typical gets in there on the last lap. There's the 8 way down to the inside. I think he lines it out, gets a few people 3 wide. We'll see. Hollywood gets bumped, goes up to the high side off the 22's door. And we are in a sticky situation coming down into 3 and 4. I think everybody's able to keep it even. I believe the big loser was the 22, as we got some 3 wide racing going down into turn 1 here, right in front of Hollywood there in the 88. One Fast Bean, he finds himself in 4th position right now. Look at that battle behind him, as we got a lot of cars door to door. 8 got a little loose there earlier, we saw, but he finds himself back up here in the rhythm of things, as he is a winner, Daytona winner this year. Hollywood not having the car he might have wanted. That battle for the lead up there is nose to tail. Oh, somebody started going around off the seam, I believe. Hollywood just helped him through. Nothing he could have done there but just help him on around. Don't know if that'll bring out any caution. Poor Jared has had it a little rough. As he finds himself next to Trav Nation here. Oh, the 4 hits a little bit of something. Oh, he gets into the leader of Typical. He brings Typical around. And that's going to destroy the field. Bring out a caution. And I don't know how that one's going to play out. I can't believe I caught that one. That destroyed Typical. He just went right around there in turn number 2. As I do not believe that caution came out at a good time, as these guys, if it stays green, are going to have to do it again. They're going to have to pit again. 3 wide for the lead. Hollywood out on the outside takes the lead, going to lead this lap. Nomad way down to the inside. Nobody giving an inch. Going to stay 3 wide into 1 and 2. 17 washes up, avoids the tail end of the 88. Hollywood here once again jumps out to the lead. Not going to be clear on the low side this time through 3 and 4. He's going to have the 8 of Nomad down there on the low side. Hollywood going to stay up next to the wall, lead another lap here on this restart in stage number 3. Motorsports down on the inside of 17, slides up, gets into 4th position. Nomad working hard on the 88. Alright, Trav Nation finds himself back here in a good looking spot to get around some people. A lot of those guys maybe like the car. And he's got Elvin up here working on him on the rear. All right, Hollywood still looking strong. Oh, he's going to grab some wall here. We'll see how this works out. It's going to bring it 3 wide with Ada Nomad on the inside. 51's going to draw to the lead. Hollywood's working hard on the outside. Draws 3 wide again. Hamlin Nation, another strong car up front all evening. Finds himself up here in third now. Hollywood trying to fight for his life up here in second. He's got Hamlin Nation pushing hard down to the inside again. You can see Typical working himself back up the field, back behind the 22 and the 17 at this moment. Hollywood trying to draw back up to get the lead. He's working all by himself up there on the high side against 3 cars down on the bottom. We're going to draw 3 wide almost again. 20 runs up to the high side this time. Hollywood finally finds room to get down. I'm sorry, that was the 20. They kind of look alike. 20 gets back down to the low side. Hollywood's looking tough out there on the high side. May have found something up there in that groove in that 88 Chevrolet. It is getting tight out here, especially up front. Look out throughout the field all the way through to the top 5. Hollywood draws back to the sole leading position. 51 works up, maybe sees something up there in that groove that he locked. 88 looking real strong up there. And the 20's now by himself. A lot of guys dive down to the low side. Typical now up into the top 5. Typical makes it 3 wide for third place. Typical all the way down to the low side as he's working his way back up to the lead now. Hollywood's down on the low side now. He's allowed Hamlin and Elvin Priest to get up there in his groove. And Hollywood goes back to third now. Typical on the outside, running the outside groove. Hamlin Nation finds himself in the lead now. It's just another chance here for him to possibly get a win. Too many late race mistakes have been the deciding factor in his races this season. He'll stay on board with Typical. Finds himself back up to third. He's won stage 1 and 2. As the 20 takes off, Elvin Priest to the outside, Typical in third, Hollywood in fourth. Up on the high side, 17 of Motorsports filling in for G-Dog in fifth. All right, 51 jumps down to the inside early off the restart. 20, that high side has just had the advantage. We see these 3 guys fighting it out once again up front. Hollywood trying to stick his nose up in there as we got 13 remaining here in this one. Hamlin Nation right here leading late. Oh, I heard some contact back there. We'll see if that prompted any crashing. I don't think it did. I think everybody made it. Hamlin Nation leading on the low side. As he is running that rhythmic portion of the track here, as long as he stays on this line, I think he'll have the advantage out of the exits. As you can see, he doesn't quite go all the way up that line, as he just keeps them right on that passenger quarter panel. Coming off the exits here, he gets up into the wall. He's got to battle 2 of them now. Typical not going to make it easy going down into turn 3 and 4. A little bit of a bump from the 2, I do believe. 20 is going to hang on to it for now, though. Hamlin Nation trying to use every trick in the book right here to make sure he's able to get his first win here in the Ruthless Racing Pro Series, as we have now officially hit 10 to go here in the SKU Car 200 from Iowa. Waiting for another big one. I agree with you all. We got a tough battle up here. Typical getting blocked every which way from the 20 of Hamlin Nation. All right, so big battle here, door to door, 2 and the 20. They draw even. Typical is going to lead that lap. Not going to be clear to get down low. Hamlin Nation, I think he's going to be in trouble here. I think he's going to be in trouble against Typical here on that high side now. He got out of that rhythm whenever they got too wide behind him and allowed Typical to get a little bit of an advantage on the momentum. We'll see if Hamlin Nation's able to get it done here, as we got 6 to go with the burnout rule. There's 6 to go. 5 to go at the line this time by. All right, 20 of Hamlin Nation looking strong on the inside. He's trying to hang on for everything to get this win. They're 3 wide behind them. Hollywood's trying to fight for that top 5 back there. They're getting loose back there behind them from 5th on back. Hamlin Nation loses the lead to Typical, though. And he's going to dive it in there. He's going to make sure he's got the low side. He wants the low side for his runs. Typical's going to have it on the high sides coming out of the corners. So we'll see. We'll see how this works out on the last lap, as we're down to 4 to go. They are door to door coming down through turn number 1. Typical gets down to the low side that time. He knew he had to take that low side away from the 20. Oh, 20 tries to go up, doesn't have the clearance, gets into him. Chastain Denny moment there. 51 shows a little bit of displeasure with that as it gives him a bump through 4. Typical is going to be able to run out ahead here for the moment. So we've got 2 remaining. There'll be 1 to go at the line here. With the burnout rule tonight, Typical is out there to a lead now. This will be the last lap. White flag presented by SKU Car here in the SKU Car 200 Ruthless Racing Pro Series from Iowa. Typical looking to win stage 1, 2, and the race as he comes through the backstretch for the final time, barring any issues. Tags a little bit of wall that time. Nobody's going to quite have it. No wall bangers tonight. The 2 comes out of 4 for the final time and takes the checkered flag here at Iowa.